Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Ivan from the Radar One podcast, and I wanted to get on here to let you know about Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free, and there's a pretty cool creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other platform out there. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's basically everything you need for a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Radar One podcast, the radical way for discussion. I'm your host, Ivan Hakis, and I want to start off the show by simply thanking you all. Because if you made it to this episode, it tells me that you enjoyed my first episode and you're wanting to hear more. It can also mean that you're thinking about coming on the pod. And my answer to that is why not? Let's talk. Like I said before, I made this platform not only for myself, but for everybody. Anybody that wants to talk can come on and discuss. All you have to do is let me know. You can find me on Instagram and on Facebook at the Radar One Podcast. And you can also find the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, don't forget, you can now leave me a voice message by clicking on the link that could be found on my Instagram page, and then I'll feature it on the show. So today's show is pretty interesting. I spoke with Luis from HDZ Focus, and he discusses his passion for photography and videography. We also talk about projects that he has ongoing and the team that he's paired up with to showcase talent. It's a really good interview, and I know you all will like it. So just sit back, enjoy, and if you're ready, I'm ready. Radar One Podcast is ready. Let's start the show. With me today, I have Luis from HDZ Focus. What's up, Luis?
Hey, what's up, Ivan? Thank you for having us here.
Yeah, man, no problem. Anytime you guys want to come over, just let me know. I appreciate the fact that you all are taking time uh, to sit on the pod and talk.
Hey, I'm always up for a good talk, especially, if we're talking growth and everyone. And, I just enjoy being here.
Yeah. So HTZ Focus, it's something that you just started up recently. No, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, HTC Focus, of course, just to give you a little, little how it came to be. HTC, of course, it's a little bit more abbreviation of our last name, which is Hernandez. I know kind of makes no sense at all, but hey, it came out to be a pretty cool name. But yeah, it just came out to be, coming from me enjoying, picking up some skills of editing and picture photography, picture editing, of course, and everything that has to do pretty much being creative in your own natural, habitat. But yeah, it
Yeah.
came to be there. Of course, I started doing YouTube videos. If it's gaming first, then as it went on, of course, I learned new stuff, watch YouTube videos, keep growing and growing, and I realized it was. I mean, I always believe it was a passion of no, not just me, but also my little brother that we run HCC. But for me, I believe it's always been a passion of me since growing up. I've always enjoyed being creative in many ways, especially now that just having a camera and learning to edit, you could create a lot of what you imagine stories anything that your mind comes to be. But yeah, I mean, that's when, you know, sports, it's always been another passion of mine. I enjoy watching sports. And what me and my brother decided is to, hey, you know what? Why not just turn,
Cover it.
yeah, cover it, use our passion, and make some, pretty dope, cool shit for people to watch.
So basically, from what I'm taking from that is you started off as a gaming YouTuber, and you got some exposure there, but you decided to take the talent and the experience that you gained from that, and you instead turned into something that you've had a passion for, which is photography. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah, it was photography, just enjoying. I don't know, just taking a picture. It tells a whole story. That's what I believe. Every picture tells a whole story.
Oh yeah,
But
no doubt.
yeah, that's where it came from. And I think it was even before I even started doing gaming YouTube. Because I mean, um, I'm pretty. You know how growing up we had those family moments where we had a little camera, shitty camera, I guess, and you started making little skits with your cousins or brothers, whatever the case is. That was the cool shit about it because I saw that. I saw a cousin of mine doing it, and it was, I don't know. I just found the satisfaction of editing something and make it to be what you want to be.
Make it your own.
Yeah.
And I agree. I mean, like for instance, with me with this podcast, I feel like the passion is similar to yours. You want to create, you want to connect with people, and you want to make something your own, something that you can look at or look back to and say, "Man, that's all me. I created that. Me and my brother created that." You know,
Hmm.
that sense of accomplishment. Even if you do succeed to the highest or you don't succeed at all, you get to live another day and say, "Hey, at one point in time, my passion was there and I left it all on the table." That's pretty cool.
No, yeah. I mean, especially connecting with those supporters. I don't call them fans, more of supporters, and just seeing if just a picture changed their mood or a video. Just, I don't know. I just love the engagement towards people that do enjoy your work, and of course, giving you feedback as well. Hey, you could do this. I'm always open for stuff like that. But yeah, it just became just a big passion. I'm going at 7+ years already doing this, and the last couple of years, year and a half, just been something where it kind of rocketed, and we're being known for what we do now here.
So you told me earlier, off the pod, that you do the photography and videography, and that you're dedicating your time to covering student athletes. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How you cover it, and what exactly do you mean by when you say we cover these student athletes? Can you explain that to the people that might not be sure of what it all entails?
Yeah, of course. I mean, just showcasing the athletes' ability and talents that they have just playing sports. It doesn't just have to be football, which we love, but volleyball, golf, wrestling, baseball, softball. Uh, what is it called? What is it called? The Olympics. What is it called? The
Track.
track and everything. Just everything
Yes,
that
everything.
sports is related. We like to just showcase, especially how big social media is nowadays. It's like we like to showcase other people's talents, which gives them a little bit more exposure if it's them trying to show it to a family or colleges or just general public. It's something we enjoy to do, especially sports, of course. But yeah, so we are working with a company which is called Prep One, which helps us allow us to showcase their work by saying allowing us is more of them showcasing to if it's Texas schools or what is it, Arizona colleges, New Mexico, Alabama, just all those colleges, just colleges around the country. But yeah, I mean, it's we just did our first season under football. I really enjoy it. It was more of a solo
Okay.
one run for me there, just because my brother, of course, was in the military and he was doing his basic training. But I learned a
Shout
lot.
out.
Yeah, shout out over there to all the veterans and upcoming soldiers. Active
Active
duty.
duty
Yeah,
personnel.
there we go. But yeah, I mean, I learned a lot, which my brother was just dying to be there and then help me out the best way he can because me and him are the dynamic duo. I'm telling you, he sees things that I don't see, and I see things that I don't see, and then I believe when you have two people like that, magic happens all the time. But yeah, I mean, the first season came. I learned a lot, which now all we do is just keep on growing at this point. We grow, we grow, we grow. I show my brother what I learned. He tells me things that he knows. So, this coming up season, I know we didn't cover a lot of basketball or any other sport. We were just saw what we did and, of course, learn and do some samples here and there. Just try to improve our work because we're not just going to stay there in the middle. We actually want to keep on going to the top.
So that must be pretty interesting because, well, there's a lot of student athletes that are so talented. I mean, like you said that you covered football for the majority of last year, but man, there's talented kids in basketball. There's talented kids in baseball, softball, soccer, wrestling. You know it. So it must be kind of tough to try to balance and to try to give attention to every sport because every sport deserves this attention. And you also mentioned that working with Prep One. So Prep One is basically just a platform that gives you that name recognition and has earned the respect of basically Texas high school football and school districts out there and colleges where when they see that name they know that you're going in there to give them uh, a top priority and the best that got, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, Purple One's been nothing but great blessings. As I mentioned, just a big platform that's just scratching the surface right now. It's growing as we grow as well. They give us, of course, the weld networking with a lot of people out there, so they could actually see what we do. Not just us, but also the actual athletes. I mean, as I mentioned right now, we do cover, which is West Texas, where I'm at, and then we also have people covering East Texas, where, of course, we showcase their work as well. But it's pretty exciting. It's something where it's just the beginning, even with Prep One and HTC Focus. It's something where now people are requesting for our work. Where when we are able to do that for them, it's something amazing. Where people are just asking for your work and want you for what you do. But yeah, I mean, shout out to Prep One again. They're doing their thing. A shout out to Jesse, and yeah, there are great things happening. He just let us know that some girl got interest in the college just because of a simple photo picture. That's I'm telling you how big social media is
Yeah,
nowadays. It's insane.
and that's really amazing that a simple photo edit. Well, they call it simple, but honestly, the hard work that goes into that photo edit
Oh yeah.
is probably not simple at all. But to the untrained eye or to the normal Joe, they'll see that edit and they'll be like, yeah, something simple. But honestly, there's a lot of hard work and dedication put into those photo edits. And it's not just something that you can put together in 10, 15 minutes. It takes time. It takes passion. It takes the dedication. And that's pretty awesome that there's a platform like that allows not only student athletes to showcase their abilities, but also photographers and videographers and editors to showcase their own unique abilities as well, right?
No, yeah, of course. We have a pretty big team here of solid, talented people. I'm telling you. Some of these editor works is something where I see and I can see what I could do better. But it's not a competition between us. It's more of just working together as a team. But yeah, I'm pretty excited what this season's coming up. I know with the whole pandemic stuff, it's a little bit slow right now, but hopefully, as soon as the summer comes along, where I know it's going to be a little bit past spring ball. I don't even know if spring ball is going to happen now. in this part of the year since everything that's going on. But yeah, if everything's go back to normal by the beginning of football season, yeah, better believe it's going to be an exciting one, especially since it's not just me now, it's me and my brother. And you could always just, I'm just telling you right now, if you have a chance, just go check out our work, HTC Focus, Instagram, Twitter, and let us know what you guys think. That's what we like to see, people's comments and feedback.
That's good stuff right there. And again, definitely a pretty cool passion to have. I mean, people think that just picking up a camera and snapping a picture is all that it takes to be a photographer. But no, you have to know the perfect angle to capture that moment. Like there's a pretty good saying out there that says capture it all. Well, with HDZ Focus and everybody at Prep One, you guys do your best to really capture it all. And that's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, of course. It's just more than picking up a camera. You could teach someone how to hold a camera, but you can't teach an eye, man. An eye is
Exactly. Yeah.
naturally, it has to come to you naturally.
Well, that's good stuff there. Pretty good info, and like he said, if you guys want to check out his edits, he's on Instagram and on Twitter at HDZ Focus. Some pretty good stuff, and honestly, he's responsible for the Radar One podcast logo. So if you think that's unique, just wait till you see these photo edits, and you'll be mind blown. I guarantee it.
No, for sure, man. Again, shout out Prep One. Keep doing what we're doing now, and let's keep on growing. And shout out to the other half of the HTZ, which is Sebastian. Love you, bro.
Definitely, definitely, no doubt. So we're in quarantine right now,
Hmm.
and as you know, everybody's kind of just recording podcasts, like myself, trying to keep up with these photo edits, working out. What is something that you are doing to keep your mind off the pandemic and into your own little world per se?
There's a lot I'm doing right now, especially since we have so much time at home where a lot of people don't get. But right now, I mean, um, I am a gamer myself, so I do play video games here with the family here and there. Pretty fun stuff. Makes a few hours pass by. Of course, spend time with my lady and the dogs. Try to keep them active because when you're at home all the time, you gotta keep active here and there whenever you can.
Oh yeah.
But also, of course, popular by all on demand. Just catching up on some shows, latest series that came out, old shows that I keep on enjoying. But I do recommend go out there and check out some TV shows, Netflix, Hulu. There's so many platforms, even YouTube. YouTube's out there.
Oh yeah. And you know what? Yeah, watching TV shows is no doubt one of the easiest and more relaxing
Hmm.
things that you can do. But so you mentioned you've been doing this quite a bit. Right off the bat, can you tell me, I don't know, let's say your top 5 TV shows that you would recommend for me or for anybody that listens to the pod to binge if they haven't seen them already, of course.
Ah,
So yeah, if you got a top 5, go ahead.
of course. It's gonna be hard, but in order, right? You would want this in order.
Let's do start from number 5 and then we'll save number 1 for your best one overall.
All right, sounds good. So number 5. I mean, there's so many good shows out there, but the ones that do stay and hook on are the ones that I keep on watching over and over, and something I could always watch
Yeah.
even if a new season comes out. But I'm gonna go number 5. Power. Power is on Stars, and it's something where I got hooked and I binge watched everything.
You know what? I've not seen it. I've seen the advertisements for it. I've seen the feedback. Everybody keeps telling me it's a really good show, but I've not been interested in it yet. But if you're telling me right now that that's a good show to watch, it doesn't 50 Cent come out in that one?
Yeah, it's 50
It's that
Cent.
one, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
50 Cent. He's I don't think I'm spoiling anything. He's just a bad guy in there. But yeah, it's naturally one of those shows that involves pretty much a hustler, drugs or whatever the
Yeah.
case is, but cleaning the money with a business that he manages. And I don't know. It's just it involves everything. I know it's ordinary, like your other ordinary. If it's gangster movies or cartels or whatever it is, but this show is a good one to watch, especially just the characters how they are. But yeah, go check it out. Power on Stars.
So so number 5 is Power. What's your next one?
Number four, it's gonna be a tough one. It's I'm gonna go with the ranch. The ranch.
Oh, The Ranch?
Yeah, the ranch. I'm about to go to the ranch just because overall, it just gave me that. Even though I know he came out on the '70s show, but it gave me that '70s show vibe where the show was funny. It kept it to
Yeah.
its roots, and even though there's the same characters out there, but it's just too. It was different from what they played on '70s show. I mean, a little bit similar, but it was just overall funny show to watch.
Yeah, he's basically he's like a grown up, somewhat mature version of what he played in the '70s show.
Yeah,
Ashton Kutcher,
yeah,
right?
Ashton Kutcher, shout out to him. Yeah, but number four, I'm gonna have to go with the ranch. It was pretty good. I just don't get the idea how they do part one, part two. It's just call it seasons, please.
Yeah, just call it Seasons. You know what? Every time I watch that show, I feel like drinking whiskey
The
just because of
whiskey.
all the times that they drink it on the show.
Yeah, man, these shows, man. Even it's crazy how one getting older, like I don't want to drink, or but you see these shows and it's like, man, it seems pretty natural.
So what's your number 3 with that being said?
Number three, it's I'm gonna go with
Dun dun dun.
You know what? I'm gonna go put Shameless number three.
Oh
Just yeah,
wow,
Shameless.
Shameless.
It's another one that got hooked. I'm telling you, when there's a show that gets you get hooked on and you just binge watch it for the next couple of days and you finish and you're like, wow, I just finished 9 seasons of whatever the case is. It's one to keep on watching. Shameless, I haven't seen the recent season yet, just because I've been watching some other shows, but I'll be looking forward to seeing that recent season. But yeah, it's just I don't know, it's just how that ordinary family that fights and has their love, their hate, and I don't know. It's just something where I can't. Yeah, I can't really put myself in. I don't think my family was like that, but it's just I don't know. It's just a bond between the family. I guess it's that got me hooked in it. It's pretty funny.
I think one of my favorite things from that TV show is how any situation where whether they struggled their ass off or they found some positivity, they still managed to get out of it, and then right before you know it, they're right back into something messed up.
Yeah, and then face it as a family.
It's
That's what I like about it. It's just it's
yeah,
good
it's
bad.
a fun show. I
Yeah,
like
it's
it.
pretty fun.
That's a good number 3. What's your number 2?
Number two, it's gonna be debatable here for the people listening. But number two, I'm gonna have to go throw in. People consider an anime. I consider a TV show came out of TVs growing up till now. Dragon Ball Z. I'm about to go Dragon Ball Z. Yeah,
Oh wow,
yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, DBZ.
DBZ. Even with the new season, Dragon Ball Super. It's if you Dragon Ball fans or you're old school, I saw some of it growing up, but I became more of a fan just getting to know the show and actually understanding. But watch the recent Man of Super. Watch it. I'm telling you, it's something to watch. That's my number two.
All right, so finally, you've been giving us some pretty good shows, man. Your top 5 was Power.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm sorry, your number 5 was Power.
Yeah,
Number 4 was The Ranch. Number 3 was Shameless. Number 2, DBZ or Dragon Ball Z. Now you're number 1. You're
man.
telling me that there's a number 1 that's gonna beat all these other 4.
Yeah, I mean, and these
What is
and
it?
these top four are pretty high in people's lists. But this one, I think, if if this is not your number one, please don't follow me. I'm just kidding. But I'm gonna go with The Office, man. You can't go around with
Oh,
The
wow,
Office.
The Office. You can't go wrong with that
You
at all.
cannot go with my boy Dwight or Jim or Pam or my boss Michael. It's the funniest cast put together for the best show out there. 9 seasons of complete chaos, funny shit to watch, man. Even if I'm not watching, I'm just listening. That's when you know a show It's making you
It's
it's
good.
good. If it's making you laugh in the background and you're just not even watching, you're listening.
Yes, yes. What does Kevin Malone say in that episode? Is that Ashton Kutcher? Oh no, it's Kevin
No.
Malone.
Yeah, I remember that, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I highly agree with your number one. That is also my personal favorite. I can't tell you how many times I've seen from episode 1 all the way to the very last episode in season 9. I think I've seen it over 10, 11 times, man. I don't get tired of it. I'm probably gonna watch it tonight.
Same over here, man. Yeah, it's something where you just keep on watching. If it's like from episode one to episode, season nine, episode, what is it, eight, nine, or something like that? 23 or something, 23, yeah, something like that. And it keeps on rerunning all the
Yeah.
way to episode one. I could leave that on all my life if I wanted to.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a pretty good list there. I sort of agree with all of them. There are definitely shows that you should watch, give a chance to, because they're all badass freaking
Yeah,
shows.
especially during this times, man. If you have the
Yeah,
time,
you have nothing
check
but
it
time, nothing
out.
but time.
But before you check out the TV shows, you gotta subscribe to the Radar One podcast. Don't forget.
Yeah, there we go.
Listen,
Thanks for the shout out
listen
there.
for a good 30 minutes, while you're cooking some
Yeah,
sandwiches or whatever that is. But
yeah,
yeah, that's
definitely
that
working
is
out.
yeah, working out. That is my top five.
Don't I have a voice that motivates you to work out?
Yeah.
Hey, well, I want to thank you for coming on the pod. I do have one more question that'll hit you in the heart, and I'm telling you
Oh,
that because it's one that'll make you dig deep and let us know what you really feel.
all right, hit it.
Let me ask you this question,
All right.
and you can answer it however you want it, just not too much cussing.
Mhm.
What is your biggest failure, and what did you learn from it? That's pretty tough, right there.
That's a good question. Why biggest failure?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because there's how they ask what is is failure a fear, or is you can always be like, oh yeah, I don't want to fail nobody, but this is something that already happened.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, everybody's failed, there's
Yeah.
nobody that hasn't failed yet, and if they say that they haven't failed, well, then they're lying to you. But
Mm,
just anything where you felt that the moment you failed, it kind of put you down, kind of destroyed you, but you knew and you adapted quickly that that was one of the best lessons you could have had.
definitely, definitely. All right. So if there's something I have failed, I could honestly say, just because I felt like, I'll go into this into detail. Well, I'm gonna just say I think I failed my older sister. I failed my older sister, and
Oh, wow.
um, just talking about it, it's something where she's into everything I mean, she's not in a good page in her life right now.
Okay.
She's from the age of 18 to, I believe, she's 35 plus, 36. Um, she's always been into the whole drug scene, and having kids. She had 11. I have 11 nephews plus, well, mixed nephews and nieces. But I don't know. I always feel like I know I could have done more if I was much, much older at the time that she started. Like, I know it's something that I cannot control, but I feel like
Yeah.
I could definitely done something where at that moment, when the early stages, I could have said something, or I could have taken her out of anything. I know it's hard to pretty much say as a failure, but personally, I think it's a failure just because I know she's not happy. I know my family's not happy, but she's just a loss. So I guess you could say, where it's to me as a failure, just because I wish I was there. I wish I could be there more often now, especially now that she's not in the States. She's actually in Mexico. And I don't know, every time her name comes around, or I try to ask what she's doing, it sucks. It's a really deep suckiness feeling inside. I don't know how to explain that feeling. it's maybe anger, but something where I'm not even proud to say that I'm angry at my sister or anything because always they always say, it's good to forgive. But I believe that could be one of my top failures, just knowing how my sister did not get to live that good. I mean, she's still young. She's always
Have a
she,
have a normal life like how you as a brother would have liked for her to have,
oh yeah,
right?
of course. Yeah, it's something where, I could, we're digging deep in here where one time I honestly thanked her for her failing just cuz she showed me which way not to take. And it's something where it sucks to say it that I can only thank her for that because I wish I had that older sibling where I could be like, hey, I want to hang out, or hey, we should do this, we should not. We should. I never got that, but that's why I'm the person who I am nowadays. Just because I learned from her mistakes, and I try to be that big brother to my little brother and my little sister, and even my nephews, because they're with us, and I got to be that role model that unfortunately they cannot see in their mother. But yeah, I mean, biggest I could consider that a failure. I don't know if that's considered a failure, just because I had growing up, I had didn't have too much control. But you guys let me know. I mean, I'm open to hear what you guys have to say.
That to me would be defined as a failure where you thought you could do it, but you couldn't for whatever reason, and you learn from it. And so what I took from that, I'm listening to you for the past 2 3 minutes, and you caught me off guard with what you were gonna say. I honestly didn't think you were gonna take it that way, but I appreciate that you did because, well, maybe this platform allowed you to say something that you haven't been able to say. I mean, think about it. You say this to your mom or your dad, how heartbroken are they going to be?
Yeah,
You say this to your nephews, niece and nephews, they're not going to understand. They're still kids for the most part.
no, of course,
But the fact that you're able to open up here and say what you feel and be man enough to say, "Hey, I failed at that," because you feel like you could have done more, you know?
no, of course. I mean,
That's intense, man, and, it's amazing that, you were able to speak of that, you know?
no, yeah. I mean, it's like you said, something. Honestly, I don't think I have ever told my mom or my dad or even her kids. My nephews and nieces. I had never told them. I've told them, stuff not to do and stuff, but like me knowing what I feel and what I know in my heart or soul, like it's something where it's people can see, oh no, well she's a drug or whatever, just let her be. I still have hope. I still have hope. She's still young, but I'm not sure. I mean, like it's just a scary situation where if she doesn't get better, God forbid, but a lot of people who will keep on that route just don't get to live long, man. And it sucks to say it's just because she's my own sister, but I honestly wish she could just realize, what, I have it good with my family. My mom's here. My mom's been there since 20 plus years that she's been doing this. And hey, you know what? Let me change. Hey, I'm already 30. I'm going to 40. Do you think I'm gonna live past my 45, 50s if I keep on this? Like, no, you got kids you gotta see grow up. That's my thing, that my thing is more of the kids that they cannot say they have a mom who cares. I'm sure she cares. Just her mindset is, I don't know. It's really confusing. Like that's why I'm really into the whole, what goes into someone's mind. But yeah, honestly, I just have hope, and I know I haven't talked to her in a year, maybe a year and a half, just because I don't know. Every time I try to, I've heard it off with her, and I just don't want to hear it. But I can guarantee you, one day, I will definitely be able to sit down with her and talk.
Well, that's definitely, a positive thing to say, and everything always happens to work out in the end, and it's one of those situations where you wish it was different, but Sometimes you can never, you can't control what other people decide to do.
Yeah.
And like I said before, it's definitely, I appreciate the fact that you were able to answer this question, and you blew me out of the water with it. This it's an amazing response, and well, thank you for that.
No, I appreciate it, man. No problem. That's why we're here. And those who are listening, I'm telling you, this it's your next coming up podcast. Believe it or not, I believe this is gonna go somewhere. And if you guys want to, speak your own truth or want to answer that question to Ivan, and he'll be there and answer if you need his thoughts, or if he goes to do a shout out here, whatever the case is. Go to the page and comments, leave a message, and
Yeah,
hopefully
definitely.
this platform helps you get through anything you're going through. If it's my situation or whoever in the future Ivan has here, yeah, hopefully it helps you out, man. It's something to listen now. The Radar One podcast, I'm telling you, it's here to stay.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I really hope that we can have some longevity in this platform, because it's a really good approach that I'm taking it this time. But that's gonna do it for now, Luis. I appreciate the time.
Hmm.
I think, again, amazing discussion that we had, and well, anytime you want to come next time, bring your brother so we can ask him the tough question.
Oh yeah, I mean he's a little young, but I'm sure he could tell you. His maybe I mean he tells me everything, but I'm sure he's up for it to be here. But for sure we'll be here whenever we have the invite. We
Perfect, no problem. Anytime, anytime. Well, thanks again, and that's gonna do it for now. We'll talk to you guys later.